Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Elianna CH. So today I'm gonna be telling you guys my riding story and my long journey with horses. This is our mini horse, Christy. We got her a while back and I barrel raced her on her when I was 5 or 6, and she really taught me balance. And I don't really have any videos of us riding because it was from so long ago, but she really taught me how to do stuff, and she got me on my journey with horses. Sadly, I stopped riding for a while because I grew out of my mini horse and I lost interest kind of. But there was something I saw that made me really want to start riding again. So I begged my sister to let me ride her horse. So this was my first time jumping on Scout, and it was really my first time riding back again. I just wanted to ride because something inside of me told me that I had to. Later that year, in July 4th, 2019, I got my first horse, Dallas. The first time I saw him, I fell in love with him basically, and we started on a long journey. Later, I went to camp. Last year I went to Timberlake Ranch camps. I got to ride Bergie. A lot of people said he was stubborn and lazy, but once I got on him, I knew that he needed to be encouraged and confidence. Right then and there, I knew this would be a great horse to ride for the week. This was just kind of my thing with camp, is as soon as I saw the horses, I just kind of had a feeling what he needed and what I should be doing with him. So the camp kind of taught me about riding other horses, because I've only ever ridden 2 horses by then. And so as soon as I got on him, I tried to feel like what kind of stuff he needs, like is he soft on the bit and stuff like that. So it really kind of taught me about different horses. I really loved riding bareback, so I kind of fixed up an old garden and turned it into my riding arena, and I started free riding in it and training Dallas to follow me and stuff. Although right here we have to be serious, he's only doing that because there's treats in my hands. So I really was in love with horses, and I took days studying different breeds and how to ride and become better as a horse person. And so pretty much I just basically did everything with horses. I'd ride bareback, bridleless, free rode. I barrel raced, jumped, although I wasn't too good at jumping. I didn't really care for jumping back then. But it was really just kind of my thing. As soon as I got on a horse or looked at a horse, I just knew that it was something I was meant to do. So I started free riding, with my hands like balanced out, trying to find my balance in the trot, because for me that is harder than the canter. So this is my first time cantering without any tack on. It was really fun. Even though we were in a tiny arena, we still did it. And it was really just great time seeing this and thinking of it again. I decided I wanted to try a bunch of different types of riding, more than just, your everyday thing. So I pretended I was a jockey, or training to be a jockey. I know some of you will say it's abusive, but I did not hurt Dallas in any way. I just kind of cantered around on him for fun, and he really enjoyed the exercise, and I really enjoyed the experience. So that's kind of how it went. I just rode him around, and we were best friends. These are memories that I'm so glad I got on camera. My friend had no experience with horses. She never rode a horse before. So I decided, why not teach her how to ride? If I want to become a riding instructor, then I need to start teaching people how to ride. So eventually we got to the point where she was free riding with Dallas in the round pen, because me, my mom, and my 2 sisters had built a round pen earlier that summer, and it really helped me with my riding and confidence and teaching other people how to ride. So I'm pretty sure me and Dallas got her on her path to riding horses, and we both kind of helped each other back then. Said we had a lot of good memories, and so I taught her how to ride in the English saddle because she told me she wanted to be a jockey. So I showed her how to ride in the English saddle and everything, and she could canter, gallop, trot, and walk. And we had a lot of fun together. We double back, and it just kind of went like that for a few months. I started riding Dallas bareback everywhere because I really hoped one day that we would be able to run up that dirt road, just me and him, with no tack on. I really had big plans with him, but sadly, it just wasn't our path, I guess, to do that. So I really am glad I have these videos, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to look back and see what me and Dallas did and how far we got. So one day I decided to try jumping. I had an English saddle, so why not use it? I was honestly getting really curious about how it is to fly over a jump. And so I just started jumping. I fell in love with it. I jumped and I could just tell Dallas was a lot more responsive, and he did way better in the English saddle than in the Western saddle. Like, he was more alive. I went to the arena one day with some friends, and I wanted to show them what we could do. So I brought the bridle, no saddle, and I basically just did everything. I wanted to spend as much time with Dallas as I could and show everyone what we were capable of. So I really am glad that I got the chance and showed them what we could do, and people stopped underestimating us after that. But sadly, that was the last ride with Dallas. I'm just so glad I have it on camera. So then something really sad happened to Dallas. I went out to the barn one day, and he was away from Christy, which is not like him. He's usually with the other horses, and his head was just down low, and he just looked sad, like he just didn't want to do anything anymore. So I spent time with him, and he was like that for months. We got him to the vet twice. Both times they said it was fine. His back was a little sore and stuff, so we gave him medication and stuff. But he kind of perked up for a while, but he's just declining fast. And every day I think, like, how long am I gonna have with him? Is our story together gonna be over by the end of the year? I keep thinking I only had 2 years with him, 3 now, but to me it just wasn't long enough. I just want to be with him forever. The first time I saw Jazz, I was just in love with him, you know? You know that feeling when you find a horse that at the first sight you just really connect with them, you know? You can give them the chance they needed. He was always labeled, you know, that kind of green boak horse that bucks. He threw every one of his riders almost. One rider broke their shoulder, another one got beat up pretty badly. So when I was asked to take my sister's horses at our house, I saw a chance where I could work with Jazz, and I could give him the chance he needed, and I could start figuring out why he was like the way he was, and I figured out you can't just ride him. He isn't the horse that will just let anyone hop up on him. You need to build a bond with him. You can't just use him. You, with him, when it comes to him, he needs to know you first. You need to build a bond with him. And once he feels safe, you kind of connect and you can do anything with them. I can feel that there's something in Jazz that there just isn't in any other horse that I've been with. The first time I rode him, I was scared of him, kind of, that feeling where you don't quite know what you want to do. But on the third time I rode him, I rode him bareback because I just kind of felt like he was being controlled by me. And soon, the first time I rode him bareback, it was like freedom, He'd let me do whatever. He trusted me. And the next time I went to put on the saddle, he was just fine with it. He didn't try any tricks, It's like he knew that he was there for me and I was there for him. So I got to the point where I could stand up on the saddle. I could move around, doing the around the world type thing with him. He didn't mind it. He loved it. And for the few months we've been together, we've really grown a bond that I don't think there is with me and other horses. We started Liberty. He will now do Liberty wherever we walk, pretty much. It's just been really fun to work with him. I then started training Asa how to ride on Scout. He is 7 years old. Asa is 7 years old, and whenever I go out in riding, he always asks me if he could come along or watch. So I decided it was time for him to learn to ride, and I'm actually fixing up a saddle for him, and he's been doing really good, and I just feel confident when I'm teaching someone how to ride a horse that I can tell them and help them what they need to do, and it just really works with me. So that's kind of what's been going on with Asa and Scout and me. I built a mini barrel pattern in our yard, and I really feel like me and Jazz are gonna go somewhere someday, so I'm gonna start working with him on barrel racing, and I have a feeling in a few years you guys are gonna be hearing from Asa his story from starting out to how great he's become, and I feel like you guys and me will be surprised how far we come and for the next path we take. So this was my riding journey. I'm still definitely riding and I'm not stopping anytime soon. I haven't fallen very much. I fell once back in spring of 2020. It was an accident. It's hard to explain, but I didn't lunge Dallas before I rode him. Long story short, I fell. It was my fault. But I have a feeling that it was all meant to happen. And I want to thank you all for watching. So have a great day.